From Astoria to the Rockaways, it's time for the Queen's New Yorker. And here is the man giving you all the info, your uber snazzy and jazzy host, Mr. Jason D'Artagnan.
Oh, thank you, Jason Kelly. Oh, wow. Thank you, folks. Thank you very much. Good to have you here, as they say. Oh, wow. What a group. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Welcome. Oh, wow. You guys are fantastic. Oh, my. What a group. Thank you so much for joining us here on another edition of the Queen's New Yorker. It is Saturday, February 8th, 2020, or 2020 as we like to call it. And I say to this audience, give yourself another round of applause. You deserve it. You are the reason this channel is doing fantastic. Give it up for yourself. There you go. Oh, my goodness. We have had, you see, they love it. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, guys. Nice. Oh, you're too kind. This is wonderful. We have a great show for you today. This is going to be the 52nd episode of the Queen's New Yorker. And I got stats to tell you about. I've got wonderful news and just fantastic comments, which I'm going to read for you. Or normally I just jump right into the thick and meat and bones of this, but I would like to share some great comments from great people who have seen the channel, who haven't even subscribed yet, and they're just seeing it for the first time, and they're like, "Wow, great stuff." So, as always, I like to take a few moments to give you what's going on with our channel today. Okay? So, put it this way. Last week's episode, well, last Thursday on the 51st episode, we have 22 views. That was basically the history of Socrates Park and the Museum of the and the Ishmu Noguchi Museum. The Noguchi Museum and the Socrates Museum, two great museums. That episode 51, the previous episode, got 22 views, 12 comments, 6 likes, and a dislike. And the dislike is sticking for some reason. I don't know why. But then before that, episode 50 got, so far is running 31 views, 14 comments, 6 likes, and no dislikes. Total views for the channel. We're 51 away from 2,000, 51 away from me being back on the camera again, thanking everybody. So that's good. We finished out the month of January on a positive note. December had 1,259 watch minutes. January, well, we're at 1,605. So we increased our watch time minutes by 346. That is fantastic, folks. Total views, 1,949. Current subscribers, we're over 300. In fact, we are at 307 subscribers. Give yourself a round of applause for that. Yes. You are the reason for it. Thank you. Wow. Amazing. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. So, this is going to be like a part of the show where we just get it all out of our system, folks. This is the thing right here. So we're ready for the 52nd episode, and we're already 5 minutes. But I want to read you a great comment that just came in today. from a Gormatar, and he just sent this comment, and I am just amazed at his wonderful feedback. So I wanted to go to the community and read you this comment. I thought it was great. Says, good job with the episode, guys. You're killing it on YouTube. New friend here, helping you grow. Hope we can connect. And I said, thank you very much for the kind feedback. I'm just one doing this channel, and I can't believe the response from the community. This is great. Another comment was from Manong Julius Mini TV. He says, nice, my friend. Let's see. Digital Fanboy says, I like this web series podcast anyway. New friend here. Let's see. Rita Amayo. She's a frequent visitor to the Queens New Yorker. She loves the video, and she's doing fine. And we're keeping in contact. And Shally Antime said, very nicely presented video. You have a terrific channel. She says, I'll be back to watch more. Stay connected. And we will definitely be staying connected. One thing, folks, I would like you to know is when you subscribe to my channel, you are a subscriber for life, as well as I am a subscriber for life to your channel. I will not unsubscribe for anybody. Okay? If you ask me to sub, I will sub. We're here to grow each other, and that's the important thing we need to do. Okay? So, with that in mind, thank you for your continued support. Please comment in the comment section. And if you'd like to grow your channel within my channel, please do. We could always use the great support from the community. It's a very helpful thing. And remember, of course, friends, just be a real channel. No trolling channels. We don't want any fakes. We don't want any of these people. If you don't have any videos in your channel, I'm going to block you, because we're tired of the trolls. We want real people with good quality content, with a niche. If you've got something to share, great. But let's keep it on the positive side, all right? Because that's what YouTube wants. We're going to comply with the rules. We're going to make sure we stay on the platform, and this is how we can grow as a community, okay? With that in mind, let's look at some more great places of interest in Astoria. And I came upon two very interesting things. Astoria Park, which has got great reviews from a lot of people. Let me give you a little bit of a brief history of it. It's not much. Astoria Park is a 59.96 acre park located along the East River in the borough. The park is operated and maintained by the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation. It is situated in Astoria and adjacent to the Triborough, Robert F. Kennedy, and Hell Gate bridges. Now, this park contains New York City's oldest and largest swimming pool. The outdoor 54,450 square foot pool, planned by Parks Commissioner Robert Moses and opened in 1936, was used for qualifying events for the 1936 and 64 Summer Olympics. The other attractions include bocce courts, 14 tennis courts, 2 playgrounds, a skate park, basketball courts, and 1 track for running. One of the playgrounds, Charybdis Playground, is across the Hell Gate from Celia Point on Ward's Island. Now, in 2001, the 2 features were named for Celia and Charybdis, 2 water hazards described in Homer's Odyssey after Henry Stern petitioned the federal government to rename what was then known as Negro Point. The names stem from the dangerous whirlpools in the waters of the Hell Gate. The park was formerly the site of a Native American settlement and is close to where the General Slocum caught fire and sunk in 1904. On Independence Day, the Queen's Symphony Orchestra plays in Astoria Park during the fireworks show. And upcoming events are posted in the New York Parks website. For other references, you can go to the Parks and Recreation archived areas and of Astoria. You can type in all those external links as well. That's really fun. And that gives you a little bit of a brief touch on Astoria Park. Now, one of the things that is famous for Astoria Park is the Hell Gate Bridge. Now, we'll be talking and then again about the Hellgate Bridge later on and bridges and tunnels and all that stuff. But this is a synonymous place of interest because you can see this bridge from the park, okay? And it's a big thing. So we're going to give you a little bit of history on it. And then when it comes to parks, not parks, but bridges and tunnels, when we talk about roads and all of that stuff, we'll talk about the usage of it. So this is going to just touch on the history of when it was built and who built it, okay, giving you this place of interest. The Hellgate Bridge, originally in the New York Connecting Railroad Bridge, or the East River Arch Bridge, is a 1,017-foot steel-through arch railroad bridge, and carries 2 tracks of Amtrak's Northeast Corridor and one freight track across the Hell Gate, a strait of the East River between Astoria and Queens and Randall's and Ward's Islands in Manhattan. The arch across the Hell Gate is the largest of 3 bridges that form the Hell Gate Railroad Viaduct. An inverted bowstring truss bridge with 4 300-foot spans crosses the Little Hell Gate, a former strait that is now filled in, and a 350-foot fixed truss bridge crosses the Bronx Kill, a strait now narrowed by fill. Together with the approaches, the bridges are more than 17,000 feet, and the designs of the Tyne Bridge in Newcastle, England, and the Sydney Harbour Bridge in New South Wales, Australia, were derived from the Hell Gate Bridge. This bridge was conceived in the early 1900s to link New York and the Pennsylvania Railroad with New England and the New York, New Haven, and Hartford Railroads. Now, in June of 1906, the Hartford Railroad, or the NH, applied for and received a franchise to operate trains from the northeastern suburbs of New York City to Pennsylvania Station in Midtown Manhattan, built by the PRR, which is the Pennsylvania Railroad. The New Haven would be able to accomplish this by constructing a spur from the 4-track New Haven Railroad and New Central Railroad main line in the Bronx. Now, these railroads are now respectively the modern-day New Haven Line and Harlem Line of the Metro North Railroad. The spur, now the Port Morris branch, would split north of Melrose Station in the South Bronx, then merge with the Harlem River and Port Chester Railroads just north of the Harlem River. The HR&PC, which is the Chester Railroad, the Northeast Corridor, they would pass from the Bronx to Queens via the Hell's Gate Bridge, then continue south through Queens, eventually connecting to the East River tunnels and Penn Station. As part of the plan, the Hell Gate Bridge would carry 4 tracks, which would connect to the NH's 4-track lines on either side of the Hell Gate. Construction was overseen by Gustav Lindenthal, whose original design left a gap of 15 feet between the steel arch and the masonry towers. Fearing that the public assumed that the towers were structurally integral to the bridge, Lindenthal added aesthetic girders between the upper chord of the arch and the towers to make the structure appear more robust. The original plans for the piers on the long approach ramps called for a steel lattice structure. The design was changed to smooth concrete to soothe concerns that asylum inmates on Ward's and Randall's Islands would climb the piers to escape. The engineering was so precise that when the last section of the main span was lifted into place, the final adjustment needed to join everything together was just 5/16 of an inch. Construction of the Hell Gate Bridge began on March 1st, 1912, ended on September 30th, 1916. The bridge was dedicated and opened to rail traffic on March 9th, 1917, and with Washington-Boston through trains first running on April 1st. It was the world's longest steel arch bridge until the Bayonne Bridge opened in 1931. And during World War II, its economic value made it a target of the Nazi sabotage plan known as Operation Pastorius. In the 90s, the bridge was repainted for the first time since it opened. It was painted a deep red, called it Hell Gate Red, due to a flaw in the paint the red color began to fade before the work was completed, leading to the bridge's currently faded, splotchy appearance. And that is a look at the Hellgate Bridge, as well as Astoria Park, two more great places of interest in the city neighborhood of Astoria. Folks, we hope that you're enjoying Astoria and all of its great places of interest. We have a few more places we're going to look at before we wrap up the Astoria places of interest. We'll look at next time the Modern Art Foundry. Really, there's not much there except, let's see, Paramount Studios Complex, or was the Kaufman Astoria Studios. Steinway Manson, you have the Schomer and Company Piano Factory, Trinity Lutheran Church, and the National Register of Historic Places. All right, so looking at some further stuff down the line, we see that Astoria pretty much wraps it up. So the next time we're going to go right into Jackson Heights, and we're going to look at some great stuff there. We've already seen the history, and we'll look at some interesting stuff. And I'm talking about in the historic district, the business district, some other buildings that have a lot to do with the culture. Jackson Heights is our next city, folks, and we hope that you will stay with us here and enjoy more of our program. Now, I have some subs that I want to mention here. I always mention 3, and there's 3 new ones that have just came to us a day ago. The first one is Jim Freak. That's G-Y-M Freak. And it's a bodybuilding channel. It's got a lot of great stuff for the serious bodybuilder, but for anyone who wants to get in shape, this is the channel for you. It's about your body can stand almost anything. It's your mind that you have to convince. Daily motivation. That's the description of the channel. Start unknown, finish unforgettable. He's got 806 subs, and he's continually growing. And he's joined the Queens New Yorker as one of the subs. Thank you, Jim Freak. Next up is Shane's Gaming World. And this channel has 132 subscribers. It's a gaming channel. He joined on December 7th of 2019, and he's already got 132 subs, so that's great. My suggestion to you, Shane, is go into Gallagher's channel or any other channel that's looking to do a sub-to-sub and get some more subs. You'll need them. Good luck with it, and thanks for joining us here on the Queens New Yorker. And finally, Epic Music Heaven has 512 subscribers. This channel has no details to it. Joined last October. I'm guessing it has a lot to do with music from specific movies and and gaming music as well. So that's good. Has a lot of fun things there. Epic music in high definition. So remember that in HD. 3 channels that get recognized from the Queens New Yorker right here on YouTube. And remember, folks, if you want to get recognized on our episodes, just join us, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, give us a comment, give us a thumbs up, say that we're doing great, and the next time you will be mentioned here on the Queens New Yorker. I'm Jason Icanio. We'll see you the next time for episode number 53. Hope you have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
You have been watching the Queens New Yorker. This is Jason Kelly on a Jason DeCanio internet presentation. Thank you for your support.
Don't forget to subscribe to the David Dyson Network for great more content like this one.